Let's get it. Let's get it. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good vibes, good energy, good people. It's your boy Mickey Fenty, aka Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe right now. Also, if you want to support my brand, it's inspiredbydreams.shop. And that's the place to go to get your drip on, dress outside of the box. Okay, it feels good. Even though the weather's not at its best, I feel good this Monday. A lot of things we got to talk about. A few things I just wanted to bring to the light, and a couple things that we didn't talk about in the few days that passed that I just wanted to bring to you guys and just shed my opinion on it and see what you guys think about it. So yeah, it's a good Monday, and yeah, man, we got to feel good, man. God blessed us to see another day, to breathe another breath. And we gotta appreciate that. We gotta really appreciate that. To all my good folks out there, all my peeps around the world, I love you guys. I'm hoping you guys having the best of days. To all my people that lost family and healing energy to all those people. There's a lot of things going on. I see a lot of things on the news. I see things too, and but I also see some good things that I want to start bringing the light to too. Because I don't want to just always shed a light on the negativity, even though there's some solutions in some of these things. I want to flood this space here with some good energy as well. Okay, so we want to the first thing I want to do is I got to give a big shout out, man, to one of the best shows on YouTube, man. Last night I was watching the Star Report. Shouts out to Star, man. I mean, when you got it, you got it. You know what I mean? He had a little conversation that I just wanted to shed some light on, and it made me take a different look into the whole Remy Ma and Papoose situation. And I just want to start it like that because I have other stuff to talk about and just some things that I looked into that I want to break down to you guys. Now, what Star was saying on his show last night, he was talking about, he kind of felt like, and I believe it was some of his callers too, saying that, in Papoose's position as far as this whole thing with Remy, it feels like there's some simping going on in between this whole thing. And when he said simping, he just meant like, sometimes, look, I want to give a little breakdown for the fellas out there that's coming up. Being vulnerable and all these types of things, being who you are, that is one way of expressing yourself. But sometimes the wrong people can take it the wrong way. And sometimes when you pour everything into something, it kind of takes away from your outside strength. You're giving it all up at one time. But he came across, he had me laughing the whole night. You guys got to really check out that Star Report. Man, it was crazy, man. But just the whole, simping. I just feel like with the Remy Ma and Papoose situation, we don't really fully know the whole gist of it. Yeah, we getting bits and pieces of it, but just judging by character, they look at it like this. They're two good people, and they find themselves in a space where they're not agreeing, and things are just going out of whack. We know that. We know this. I hear the stories of how, he held it down the 6 years, but we don't know in between all of this how they felt about each other. So I don't know, man. It's just crazy. I heard a lot of people, a lot of different conversations. I'm not the one to usually point the finger, because I like both of them. They're both dope people. They both are part of hip hop. They haven't really did anything too much to their extreme where I can say, oh, let's cross the line. It's nothing criminal. This is just two people. They're having their differences. They came together in marriage, and we know how marriage can get. So I'm just looking at that whole situation, seeing how it's playing out, and just on another note too, for the people out there that don't really understand the difference between marriage and just having a wifey, or a girlfriend, it's completely two different things. Marriage is more of a long-term commitment, excuse me, and you have to respect that, And I always say, it's not like men are men. We're gonna do what we do, but I don't. When people say, you don't want to break up a happy home, it's kind of sort of like that. You don't want to. Now, if somebody is giving you the leeway that you can enter, that's completely different. But sometimes, I hope people take this. Good morning. I hope people take this with a grain of salt and just know that in every different places, females have different textures about them. Some females, you show too much of your soft side, it might come off as a weakness because they're looking for a more structured man. Or, sometimes, it's kind of like in New York. I could speak for the females in New York. When it comes to, like you see the ladies like Remy, it's not as just easy. Every female has their different ways of dealing with them. I always say, I love the challenge of taming a female and just not just, complying to everything that they're used to, like kind of bringing them into my world, regardless if they had like a blurry vision of what love was supposed to be. So, having a relationship is something that you constantly work on. You constantly work on, even when you're married. It's not like you just get married and just stop doing what you was doing. No, you get married and keep building and building. So I see they finding themselves in a place where, it can get a little bit sticky. Now, as far as the easy to block captain dude, I'm not too sure where he plays a part in this. I just know that he has probably allegedly had dealt, with her, and that's one of the reasons why Pap had put hands on him. But I don't really know where he plays his part right this time, just because of the fact that in the last recent thing we heard about Remy was that Pap they were in the same household. So you don't want to push past the boundary and say, we don't really know what's happening. It could have been a fling thing. We don't know. So I feel like there's a lot of relationships, not just their relationship, but there's a lot of relationships out there that people are not really talking about, that's on this bumpy road of not really understanding why they came together or how could they stay together. So it's not just them. Don't just think of it like that. It's just that sometimes certain relationships hit the headlines and that might capture more views or might capture more people because of, what's going on. But I looked at that whole thing and what kind of made me think too, because even the boxing, I believe her name, Clarissa Shields, I believe she has a boyfriend, because I seen her man talking. So I don't know. It just seems, when I seen that, I'm like, wait, hold on. She's standing right next to her man. It sounds a little crazy. I don't know. But I just wish both parties the best, and hopefully, sometimes, it ends up on social media, but then you got to kind of take it off and then fix it, and then get it to that point, because you got a beautiful little girl involved. She's a split image of Remy, and it's something that you can when you have something so priceless and a cute little girl like that, you look past everything and you just only see love. Whether you guys are not together, you just work it out. Whether you guys got to go through a divorce or whatever, it might take a little bit of time, but just make sure that's what you want to do, and just you can go ways but still stick together for the reasons of that beautiful little girl. And I believe it was her birthday the other day, so happy birthday, happy birthday. And since we're on the note of children, also congratulations to Blue Ivy, man. So you can just tell she started her career, and she's climbing, and she's taking her steps. Mommy and daddy is big talents in this world, and they made big statements in each of their jobs, in each of their divisions. So it's your turn, and the future is in the hands of the kids. So congratulations, and yeah, I know you're gonna do your thing, and you gotta sometimes block out all the chatter, especially as kids. We gotta be mindful that they take things in a little bit of different. So congratulations, she's on her way up. She's working just like I thought she would. When you come in from a family that they're both talented, they both had goals, and they were accomplished, it also gives your kid the best people to look up. Who not better to look up to but your parents? Instead of looking out to TV or what's going on social media, you have it all in the pocket at home. So congratulations to Blue too. And yeah, so I'm real. And since let's stay on let's stay on the side of the Carters for a minute. Since there's been a lot of talk with this whole Diddy situation, the back and forth of who's sleeping with who took advantage of who. We recently, like I told you, I had dropped a video, but I wanna do another live one. I wanna bring this back up again because negativity travels so fast and it conquers everything. Why not give the people that this stuff has has hit them and it's not true. So now with the Jay-Z allegations, we're finding out it's a lot of lies involved. Well, I didn't feel like from the beginning, I didn't feel like it didn't have the same texture as the Diddy situation. And I'm starting to think now, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I want to keep it real with you guys. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. They're saying with the Diddy, it's almost up to 300 people. Do I believe it's 300 people? I do not believe 300 people. I could see 100 people because, 100 sleeping with 100 people is a lot of people. But when you're dealing with celebrities and things like that, I can see where that can weigh out with that type of guy. But if any, I feel like in Diddy's case, it's not saying that there was no wrongdoing, but I just feel like they better have the evidence, and those tapes and videos and whatever they seen on that. I know they're not showing to the public. It better be substantial enough to to point a finger or point that man guilty. Because if you're in there, if you have Diddy in there just on allegations, just like how this lady tried to pull this on Jade, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. It's one thing having a person if they're guilty of something, but if you don't have the proper evidence within that case, that's totally unfair. But yeah, with as far as Jay-Z and like people were so pushing for him, like, oh, why is the NFL not dropping him? You see, that's the type of energy that's gonna get us nowhere. We're not gonna get anywhere doing that type of thing. You have to have evidence. I don't care. Allegations are going to be like allegations. At this point, allegations on social media is close to opinions, Everybody's going to have a certain type of allegation or how they feel on it. But when the evidence draws in, that's when people can really formulate what's really going on. So I just wanted to bring that up again to let you guys know that that's where I'm at with as far as the Jay-Z and that lady. I mean, she was, and her father even just putting a stamp on it saying that he doesn't. This just goes to show you that you got to be very careful. You got to be very careful of certain people. I don't know, I spoke about this in the past, how a lot of people see, you have a lot of people suing people just to get over on people and things like that. That's not the right way of going about it, not the right way of going about life. And people do have families, and whether they are famous or not famous, just throwing allegations and you're not making sure that what you're saying is really true, and you have to go back and backtrack. All of that stuff could lead you into trouble. So I'm very, and it sheds a light on some lawyers. If you're just for the other lawyers out there, if you're going to represent somebody, at least don't represent them just on the. You could just tell this was more beneficial to the lawyer than he was more concentrated on the case. Because I mean, the information that was presented to him, he should have thought right there and then, out of man that made it all the way up to be a lawyer with that type of education, he should have knew better that he couldn't present that. I think with that situation, I feel like he knew that there was there was no evidence and it was shaky, but he just wanted to put like a stain on Jay's character. I think that's where they was leading into that, and just see how the social media will take it, and if social media, crash out on it, he'll lose everything, but that's not tearing people down in these times that don't deserve it. It's almost like tearing yourself up. You're almost like pulling the veil over your face and showing what you really have inside. I don't have that type of energy for nobody. I don't have that. I don't have that. When I seen Diddy with the video, that was the most surprising. So from that point on, that's when I can, you can kind of like figure out the character. But when you hear like 300 and 400 people coming in, you got to take a little out of that and start realizing, wait, what lawyer is representing? I just feel like if that lawyer has anything to do with the Diddy case, nobody's going to believe whoever he brings in, because it's obviously going to be for a money grab. Anything else? I don't know what to tell you. Let me see. Another thing I wanted to bring to you guys here. Hold on one second here. Hold on. I seen the memes. Diddy sending drones over New Jersey. Let me tell you something, you guys. Before we get into anything, did you guys hear about the drones? And this, I said to myself, America teaches Americans how to lie. Because I seen the news, and I seen that on the news they were saying, oh, a lot of people had questions. Why are these drones flying over New Jersey? And the first thing the news can say is, oh, these are drones they're saying these are drones from, like people just bought drones. But I want y'all to listen to this and try to give it some understanding here. If drones were that popular that they put 5,000 drones over New Jersey and they were that popular, don't you think that us as people on social media every single day would have seen that trending? There wasn't no trending on buy drones, running, get your favorite drones. And then they say how the drones were small. Meanwhile, the people that were taping the drones, check it out for yourself. They were like, the drones were so big, they were like the size of school buses. That's what that was their exact words. But the reason why they told us that those drones were smaller is because if we found out that those drones were that big, we would have knew that it had to be somebody professional to control them, or be something else inside of controlling that drone. You understand what I'm saying? If they told us the drones were that big, how many people ran out and bought drones the size of a school bus and put 5,000 of them over New Jersey? That's it. But meanwhile, on the news, they tell us, well, this is nothing to worry about. These things are, some people are getting banned from putting drones. You don't got to lie to us. You don't have to lie to us. If it's something that you don't want us to know about in America, be truthful enough to say, you know what, we can't disclose what that is, but we're going to try to keep you guys protected of what it is, but we can't give out the information of what that is. Just do something like that. But don't try to bring us around and turn us around and send us around the corner with these lies of, they're just small. These people have been buying these. No. And that's the reason why America teaches Americans how to lie. It's a shame. It's a shame. You have to really, and the reason why I'm so happy that with social media, this is the benefits that we get of social media, that even though they said that, everybody has a cell phone. People were taping. Those drones then, and the lights on those drones the lights alone look so expensive. It didn't even look like LEDs. It looked like a new bright light, like a different type of light. So everybody bought that particular. Now there could be a few things. I have my own suggestions on, because in the past, I don't know. I have a couple things that I possibly thought it could be, but who am I? Who am I? I mean, the truth is always going to be the truth, but liars, they know how to cover things up in these times so good, so good. And then I'm looking at the drones and people are nervous, and you have people and politicians and then people asking questions out there in Jersey, and there's no answers. The only answers are that we have nothing to worry about. Well, if we have nothing to worry about, why are you not telling us what it is? We have nothing to worry about. It's that type of energy that makes people uncomfortable with the people in power just telling you anything so you can believe it. That's the problem. That's the problem we have. Everybody's lying to save something, and then all of a sudden we're gonna hear like a whistleblower, and then or they pop up somewhere missing. It's crazy stuff, y'all. Pay attention to what's going on. Don't just get caught up with the headlines of just the celebrities. There's a lot of other things, weird things going on in the world right now. You don't want to be the person left behind or left in the club when the world things are crazy are happening outside and you still in there clubbing and partying. That ain't the way to go out. You gotta have some dignity in yourself. A lot of this stuff they feel like we're not gonna pay attention to, but a lot of people are. I refuse not to know what's going on. I like to get a little step ahead of what's going on so I can make my moves and see what's going on with things and how I want to, at least give people that opportunity so they can kind of like register it themselves. Like, don't just throw up anything about any lies. Oh, the drones, it's nothing. What do you mean it's nothing? It's something if 5,000 of them over in the air and half of New Jersey, they have their phones in the air and you guys are giving no explanation. It's something. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Now, another thing I wanted to bring to you guys, is a famous YouTuber. I've seen here and there, I've seen clips of him. I actually seen clips of him on TikTok, but he's a YouTuber and, he always says, on King David. he ended up getting shot. He's a guy, he's a content creator. He was originally, he came from Chicago, and I guess he moved out here in New York, and he was just doing his content creating, and he was going to Manhattan in certain places and just doing little funny things. Now I did see some things he might have said after that. I didn't keep up with his stuff. So, but I did see that somebody was showing that, you know, he would say harsh things like, yo, I would shoot you, this and that, this. He was, and I felt like the way what I was seeing was like almost like a fear mixed with like half like comedian-ish type of thing, you know. And he had ended up getting, like, somebody had set him up out here, and he ended up getting shot. And I just wanted what I really wanted to take from this situation was, you know, especially when it comes down to content creating, you see a lot of people doing skits, and sometimes I see people pushing the limits. And when I say pushing the limits, out here in New York, like if you're in Manhattan, usually people are on the go. It's not really like a talkative type of place, you know? Even though there are people, you know, having conversations and doing their own thing, on the walk, usually from like, you could say like 9 to about 6, 7 o'clock, people are just moving. I'm talking about, you can have $100 drop on the floor and they're walking by, they're moving. And when you interrupt people and you're doing your skits, yeah, people do understand that there's a YouTube, but not everybody's on it like that. And I'm just gonna tell you from my experiences, you know, working in Manhattan. You know, people want to get to their job, do what they're doing. Some people have their own things on their mind that they're working with. So their mind is not really on what you're thinking. You're at work. And some of the stuff he was saying, like, I'll shoot you, this and that. I remember seeing a clip of him, and he was confronting like these a Jewish group of guys, and he was just doing like a skit, like, you know, just doing, trying to be funny, and they took it pretty well. They didn't take it overly, you know, crazy, but when you're dealing with skits, in the streets, you have to know where to go. He said like an Instagram page set him up. Now the Instagram page, number one, you don't go out to people unless you know or have some kind of, that they have the best interest in you. Like I don't know if he was planning to do a skit with these people or if he was working out like some Instagram page or what was going on. But whoever he went out there, whether it was a girl, they set him up and he ends up getting shot. I believe he's 25 years old. He has so much more life to live. I think that as far as his skits, yes, it did bring him views. But what he was doing inside the skit is not something he's gonna be able to be doing for the rest of his life. So just thinking like that way, he needs to find himself, maybe, if he's gonna come out here, the best thing I would say, try to find yourself maybe and play some extras in movies, and maybe try to get up with some comedy or something in that direction. Staying in the street with your content, approaching people in the street when they're walking, and especially in these times how the temperature is, you could find yourself in a lot of trouble. I'm not saying New York is like the worst place, because it's not. It's beautiful out here, and we have a lot of great people out here, a lot of great places you can visit. But at the same time, you have to understand the temperature and the attitudes of the timing when you're in these places. In Manhattan, when it comes to the week, about 6, 7, people are not talking to you. They're going to work doing what they got to do. And, you know, and some of the stuff he's saying, I don't even want to bring it up on my channel, but it's just like, get off of the trolling and be more structured with your content and be more, you know, you have to be a critical thinker to know who to do it to and when to do it, you know, and you won't find yourself in these situations. You can't trust people you don't know unless you get to know these people and you build that trust with a person. Don't just give up all your trust like that. And just healing energy to you, man. I mean, thank God that you made it. Being shot in the head. Not a lot of people make it being shot in the head. I didn't hear any of the latest updates on OG Macro. He tried to unalive himself and he shot himself in the head. So it's not something like, you know, try to get your life together. If skits and being funny is what you want to do, try to put it in a place where it's more structured and in a safer environment. That's why a lot of people do podcasts and things where they don't have to actually be out in the public every single day, where, you know, meeting different people, different temperatures every single day can bring you into some problems, especially out here. You know, it's not a walk in the park in New York. I'm not saying this is the worst place, because if it was the worst place and you couldn't go outside and you couldn't do what you want to do, enjoy yourself, I would move. I wouldn't want to be in a place where it's like a war zone. That's just not my twist, and it's not like how people want to live. It's a beautiful place. You can mingle with people and set up certain things, with people and get your skits going however you do it. But you got to be careful who you do it around. There's a lot of jealous folks out here in New York. Nobody wants to say it. They're not going to tell it like how I tell it, but there's a lot of haters out here. And it's because Manhattan is like the big money. That's the big money spot. There's a lot of, people say there's a lot of haters everywhere, but it's the type of hate. It's the hate at success. It's the hate at the same type of person from the same environment as you reaching somewhere. It's like people have a problem with that. Not everybody out here, because when you say everybody, you're definitely wrong. But a lot of people keep that type of energy. I don't know why. It's just been, people are just out there. People want to get it, and not look at the next person. So be careful when you're out there. For the youth out there, if you're doing skits, you want to be funny, you want to take it to Manhattan, Times Square, where it's beautiful and you can get the footage. Just set it up in a way where it's a little more structured and you won't get yourself in trouble. So healing energy goes out to that dude, and I hope he could get a better light on what he's doing. Don't stop what you're doing, but just more healing energy out to Trade the Truth. What is going on? I mean, hip hop, please. We should see this every single day until this man gets his daughter back. We should see somebody posting on Trade the Truth's daughter. His daughter has been missing for 4 months now. His baby mother might have kidnapped his own daughter. Sounds crazy. It happens, and it's happening. So we need as much people to just be aware, and sometimes that can shed light. The more on social media, maybe whoever has his kid can see that and see that the way people are taking it, because at this point the man don't even know if his little girl is all right. So these are scary things that you don't feel like living another day until these things are resolved. I know I wouldn't feel like living. I'll be out there under every corner. I'm seeing everybody. I'm going to see everybody. There's nobody living on this earth that scares me enough where I don't want to see them eye to eye. No, I'm seeing everybody until I find my daughter, or I'm just gonna die in the pursuit of looking for her. That's just how it goes, man. A man is a man, and you gotta stand up for something. So when it comes to Trade the Truth, I think people should take their rap or hip hop power, whatever they have, and try to turn around and shed more light on Trade the Truth. I can't do it. I can only do so much. I don't have the biggest channel in the world, but I will do what I can do so the people that's looking in can maybe see something and shed some more light. Because he has been putting up things, and things been going up, but it hasn't been, rising above, because so much going on in the social media. The negativity. The negativity beats the positivity. In the social media view world. So let's just keep nailing at it, and hopefully he can get his daughter back, because just it's 4 months. It's almost that's more than scary. That's more than scary. Now, another thing, like I always tell you guys, with Lil Durk, they're like pulling. This is when it comes to the point where they're starting to attach things that he might have possibly, allegedly, paid. I believe it's 5 more murders or something like that, paid to get these things done. Now, if that's true, then he just got to take his lick the way he take his lick, because there's no person in their right mind. And if that is the case, and that is found, that they're proving that he's doing that, you got to think there is no I don't even think that beef, all of that can't be directed towards him. I would mostly feel that he was doing that for people around him, or help, or his crew, or whatever. These are the type of things that get you in trouble, man. Whenever you got a gang up, or a crew, if you have more than 5 friends, you could just consider they looking at you, especially if it's in a group. Oh no, they're gonna look at you like a gang, bro. You could get a RICO for that. We can't fight that with you. We can't fight that with you. If they can actually pinpoint certain murders and they attach you to it, oh nah, man, you in big trouble. You in big trouble. I mean, look, and a lot of times people think that money could buy you out of this. No. The feds make money. They don't need more money. If the money disappears, they make money. They make the money. They're not gonna go broke. They're not doing these cases, because they need this money. And no. They're pulling the power that people thought they had, using their money for wrongdoing away from them. That's what they're doing. But need money. They don't need the money. They need the trust. They need the clarity. They need these convictions so they can prove to people that when they say it's a 99% chance that they're going to be on that. That's what they need. They're trying to fight for the most trusted system right now that's going to be defending, criminals. Don't you guys know that they're building a new prison by the tombs? They're building a new prison. There's a new prison coming, and it's going to be pushing people out of their homes and around there, because who wants to live around the prison? And the prisons will no longer look like, like big land going out. No, they're going to put prisons and buildings sky high. It's scary. We don't even know what type of prisoners are going to be put in there. We don't know where but all we know is that they are building, let's say something like a prison, because come 2025, they probably have a new name for it. With all these drones flying around, we don't know what they're capturing. It's probably up in there they're going to be having them. All the experiments and all that stuff, it's probably going to be in that prison. Yep. You can guarantee. It's sad out here. And I hope people see what's going on. I hope people really see what's going on. It's not a conspiracy thing or nothing like that. Nah, it's not that. It's not that. It's calculated steps people are taking to make sure that the next step you make, they have full control of it. That's what it is. You guys got to really wake up and pay attention. What you put on social media will define you. Before, it didn't define you. You can do some crazy stuff and go back to work before. Now you do some crazy stuff, go back to work, and they got that on the big screen when you walk in. Am I lying? Everybody's in everybody's business. So that means that what you do and everything people can watch about you, you have to put a filter on that now. You have to. Because it can be used against you. We see it all the time. To me personally, I never thought to throw in the guns in the camera and all that stuff. And the money was cool. Like if I just wanted to, keep the game going, the money don't really bother too much. It's just how the kids take it, and they feel like that's a fast way. But it ain't really too bad. People just happy to get something that they didn't have before, and they're trying to make best of it. But the only reason why the money hurts some of our peoples is because it's like you make stupid moves with it. Like you show you got a whole stack of money, right? You don't show that you're putting in no bank. You don't show that you have a job or anything to prove, even if you're lying. You don't show that. But you get on here, and then you don't think that the more views that it accumulates, you think that when you turn it off and then you go to your next video, that video is people are not watching. No, the more views that thing accumulates, people have different questions. People have some family in the feds. People have people in the court systems. People have people that want to know these questions. Where did that guy get that money from? Wait, from his YouTube page. There's things that people could check your numbers and see how much you're making and know that you don't have no tags of where that came from. And this puts people in predicaments that they don't want it. Come on, man. If you got it, you don't have to show it. Now, dressing nice, looking good, nice watch, nice look, that's cool. That's the regular. That's normal that's the things you love doing. But when you do like this whole look at me and look in here and this is what I got, people, you have to understand, you're telling people, is there a possible way I can get this? Or you're giving these questions, you're putting questions in people's head. How'd you do it? Because nowadays we're living in a world where people say, I don't believe it. So once you have that eye on things, you have to be that much careful about the things you do. Say you got a relationship, ladies. You just jump into something fresh, something new. You don't want to just jump on social media, throw your man on thing and y'all hugging up, kissing. A lot of people don't have that. A lot of people don't have that. And you over there smooching. No, you want to keep what's yours. This is the stuff that you cherish. If you want to work something out with somebody, you got to make sure that you got to guard it, protect it. We got a lot of that to do, because what we're seeing on social media, as far as every day is a new breakup. Every day is a new breakup. Or somebody having a kid to add on to their other 1,000 kids. And life is life is love, but at the same point there is things that comes with it that makes it so beautiful. If you take away those things, it just makes it a life of confusion. You can't raise kids and just throw them out into the world with so much that they have to face that they don't even have some kind of understanding of what love is, because eventually they're going to end up hurting themselves. They're going to hurt themselves just doing too much. We know how this goes. It's not really about the money when it comes down to that. It's all about what you have up here. What did you instill in them? What did you put up here in them that they can say, you know what? I'm leaving here, you guys. I don't think this is right. I'm going to go back and just make other choices. They don't have that. So that the choice is right there. It's a group decision. Like I've been telling you guys, social media makes everybody want to, let's press this button. No. What if I don't press the button at all and I just want to think it out? Give me a few days to think this over. I don't get that? Well, I don't want to be here. The choices you make in your life are going to be the same choices that you keep on making, keep on making. If you say yes to this today, you'll say yes to that tomorrow. If you say no to this today, you'll say no to that tomorrow. You got to understand your value. Not everybody here is valued the same. Some people, their love that they have values them way more than another person's just commitment to just being a good person. It's how you make people feel. It's how people look back and say, you know what, now that's a good person. If you don't get that out of somebody, it's your fault. Don't blame anybody else. It's your fault. The energy you put out is the energy you get back. That's just how life works, man. And it's crazy. I can't believe so many people making the same mistakes. You can't put out no hit like you some mafia boss. Who was you following when you was a kid? And don't give me this same story of this nonsense of how you was looking up to some drug dealer. That's BS. I'm be honest with you. I'm gonna tell you all the truth. That's a lot of BS. He was looking up to some drug dealer. So where's the drug dealer he was looking up? You ain't put him on that. You've been looking up to that man all your life, and now when you get your money, you ain't take him out the street. Where's the guy? Where's the drug dealer he was looking up to? Lying. You wasn't looking up to no drug dealer. You was looking at every car that passed trying to make your way. You ain't no drug dealers. A lot of these dudes are failed drug dealers. They don't know how to sell no drugs, man. If they knew how to sell drugs, they wouldn't have this approach of jumping on social media and telling it all to the world. It don't make sense. Now I can understand if you got caught and you trying to show people your wrongs and your mistakes, but people get on here like like I'm supposed to chain you because you sold drugs. Like, what are you talking about? Do I look like an idiot to you? You mean the same guy that's gonna hurt the community, sell drugs to the community, kill people in the community with all the drugs, gonna come back and throw us a turkey? Do I look like a fool to you? Huh? That's stupid. We don't. It's hypocritical and it's crazy. You don't do that. You don't do that. And a lot of people, they feel like in these times, inspiration to them feels like this. Put something here. That's not inspiration. You can do it on your own. You don't need to take something from somebody else to do it. Half of that stuff anyway is the same stuff that's been here. Come on. Think about it. If you guys don't believe me about the best times are past, you don't believe me? Why? Look, the best timeline you can always read about how life is working, sneakers. Sound crazy? Sneakers. How come sneakers took a hit just like rap? It got to a point where sneakers, they started having to make the sneakers over that people wore before. They couldn't even make new. It didn't go off into just keep making new. You know why? Because people get stuck in that past. And sometimes when you get too stuck in the past, you can't even see the future. So now we got to keep doing things over and we got to use the same techniques to sell over to the same. It's like, why aren't there new stuff? Why do you have to keep remixing life instead of upgrading your life? There's no time for no remixing, doing the same things over. If we do the same things over, we're going to get the same results. But people look at life like, oh no, what are you talking about? How many players have been played in the NBA, but Michael Jordan is still number one. You want to know why? It's how he made people feel. That's why. It's how Jordan made people feel. It ain't about the sneakers. It ain't about how high Jordan could jump or how many balls he can shoot in the hole. When people sat and watched them, they was inspired to do something, whether they could play basketball or write a book. And that's the difference. No matter how good you are, if you don't make people feel it and make them feel a part of your success and why you're there, then people ain't gonna pay no mind to you. And it's just as simple as that. We're all human beings. It's not everybody could jump and throw that ball in the hole every single time and win for the team. But yeah, there's some times where you can be at your job and you made the correct information to get the job to this level, and it's the same type of congratulations, the same type of inspiration you got. You might have been watching that game last night, went out the next day and did better for yourself. Jordan didn't have to slap $1 million in your hand for you to say that man helped you. It's crazy out here because that's the money thought. People think it's the money. It's not just the money, man. These people got money already and they still chasing. Why do you think that? Why do you think that is? Think about it. They got millions of dollars, but they're still chasing. Why do you think that is? Are you kidding me? Think about it. If you had a hope, why are you still chasing? Where does that fear come from? Does the fear come from losing it all? Is there selfishness in there? Is there a thing that you want to stay up there? Because there's no up there, because the more you hold on to it, the value decreases. So now people have to make double, triple just to equal what it used to be. So really think about it. Where are you? You're in the same place. Life, enjoying your life has nothing to do with that. The reason why you feel that way is because you want to add things in to enjoy yourself. Yeah, that's what you want to do. Yeah, that's what you want to do. It don't work like that. It just don't work like that. You got to find that fulfillment within yourself first, so that anything that is added on is just a bonus, but it's not like it's upgrading the party. It's just like a decoration to it. I don't care about the nonsense that be going on. Half of these people, it's a lot of self-inflicted thing. A lot of it. It's things that could have been avoided. Sweetheart, you work so hard and now you're gonna go pick up a guy that don't even care two shits about you. You work hard all your life. And because you don't want, you see yourself in this particular way of loving, you gonna go throw all your hard work and all the things you stood up for and go give it away to somebody that they ain't gonna give you no love just because he got a few dollars. That ain't the way to go. You lose yourself like that. The relationship everybody's gonna be talking about, oh, I can't believe they together. How they together? That is gonna be the best relationship. The reason why they don't know how they're together because they can't keep themselves together. That's just how life works. You see people out here, it's like people are just, they throwing anything at the wall. I swear to you. I swear. That's the way it looks. It's the way it looks. Now, another thing that was totally crazy, I don't want to link the two, but this whole Jamie Foxx thing in a restaurant and somebody throw over I believe it's some glass and hit him and he ends up getting stitches. All of this stuff is like, I don't really want to know what the argument was about. And I don't want to know what you was eating or what restaurant you was at. All I want to know, do you understand the place that you're in? You just had a special. You was talking about Diddy. I mean, we all love Jamie Foxx. There's nothing, I don't really see Jamie Foxx. I've never really seen Jamie Foxx like go totally out of pocket on social media ever. I'm talking about one of the best, one of my favorite comedians, one of my favorite actors as well, and just overall he seems like a good person. He doesn't seem like the type of person that, would like take advantage of somebody. But did you even think about it, that the man that you were talking about representing before all of this happened, the diddler, you was around the wrong people too, Jamie. You got a good family. God bless your family. I know y'all been through condolences to, I believe it was your sister that had passed. Condolences. But you also got to think too that good people can't be around these people. The fight is good versus evil, man. The evil can't exist in a place where godly and righteous people are enjoying themselves, because eventually what happens is those people want to take over their lives and bring stress, and it corrupts the people. So Jamie, you should know better from even you partying and going with them people. When you know Diddy could get you in trouble, thank God that you got yourself away from the man. But come on now. For the fellas out there, be careful with them young girls too. And I'm not talking about underage girls. I'm talking about be careful with the young girls when you get older and you know you still want to play, but you don't want to play. You know, be careful, man. Make sure she got this and she's not, because just because a person has an age don't mean that that maturity is the same. That's why when I hear the younger ages like that, I'm like, dang, you don't even know what type of, yeah, 18 is legal, but what type of 18-year-old are you messing with here? Is this a, you know, like, at least somebody to match up a level to have some kind of understanding, you know. You just can't have it just, oh, you know, it's just crazy. I don't know, but that's, Jamie, man, I feel like he should take a real look at his life, look back at it like, damn, things are happening to me. You know, sometimes you got to just sit back like, wait, hold on, yo, somebody. So this the energy that people got out there on me. Let me fix this energy about and let people know who I really am, because the person that they throwing bottles and things like that, I'm no fighter, none of this, man. I don't get none of that from Jamie. Nah, we want to see it. We want to see our culture strive. I'm sick and tired of seeing people dying, seeing people getting hurt. I don't want to see none of that no more. I don't want to see none of that no more, man. If you somebody that, you know, you got a big fan base and people could possibly find out something in your life that's going to ruin your fan base, clean that up before it gets to social media, man. You don't want to put yourself out there like that. We're in a time where we have to more, and as sad as it may sound, and as people been throwing up their fake self for this whole time, so why not give your real self a shot on social media? Maybe that might be it, you know? Maybe that might turn things around for you. It made me feel good. I might not get the most views, but this is something that's fulfilling to myself, because I have my anxiety I deal with. I have my own personal issues I deal with. I have my own, you know, trying to get my grind on and people supporting me and getting, but at the end of the day, all of that means nothing if I don't have my family and the people around me. Those are the people that really count for me. Nothing really, if people, anybody out there, you got a question about people saying this unbothered energy, let me break it down for you real quick. It's not about anything that comes your way, you don't feel hurt by it or unbothered. No, there's a lot of things that come my way that I feel more hurt by it than an average person would. Maybe it's because my anxiety, sometimes too emotional, sometimes just too, sometimes, you know, I find myself, you know, like the first thing you do and you're looking at it, then you find yourself, you're aiming, you know, you don't want to be that guy, okay? You don't want to be that guy. I try to find myself in a place where if it has to suit me, if it can help me out, and I did some rearranging in my life that made me change, take a little different look on things, that's what I present to you guys. Before, I would have had a different outlook of all of this stuff, for real. People that know me know, like I would, but sometimes you just gotta be like, you know what, damn, what's really going on though? Like, why you do that? Why you hurt so many people when you have so much? Why you do that? There's something that we all got to look into, whether we have to break down the power and the best way to show your power or show you the best side of you without exuding power on people that would make them feel lower or lesser of you. Whatever it may be, we have to take a look into that. Let me see what y'all are saying out there. What's up, y'all? Maybe I'm running my jibs too much. Love y'all, love y'all. What y'all got out there? Let me see. Okay, it's all the fashion sad putting. Oh, we could get into some fashion. Y'all know we can get it. Yeah. Like, that's what I be saying to myself too. I don't get, some people got this, like, it's a greedy mindset you have to see somebody going through something and just like take a blind eye to it or just act like, you know what, this don't serve me. These people out here got selfish intentions. Let me tell you guys, y'all. Y'all are the good people. We are the good people. Let's not keep acting like we're something we're not. We're not going out there with this type of energy. We know better than that. Because the same way you go out there and paint this picture is the same way people are going to look at you forever. Come on now. We know better than that. We don't treat people like that. No. And let me tell you, for all the victims out there, the real victims out there, we still got your back. We understand. We understand you. But you see what happens though? The people that's lying, the liars, and the negativity gonna jump up and head of the line on you. That's the trick. They're gonna get in front of you. So you gotta do whatever you can do to stand tall and stand behind what you're saying and make sure everything you say is truthful. And when you bring something to the table, make sure you got all your chips in order. If your chips ain't in order, don't come to the table. Because social media is brutal. Let me tell you. I can't get up here and defend you if you got some faulty things in your wording and what you're saying, because it's just we can't do that. I'm no judge. I'm no judge. The only thing I can do is help you out and you know, like in the public opinion. That's as much as I can give to you. I can give you my 100 if you're a victim and somebody did something to you. I can guarantee you that you're not in the wrong place. But if you're just gonna be sitting with the lies and trying to get over on money, this ain't the place for you. This ain't the place for you. I ain't really too, you know, cranked up and telling you, yo, hustle this, hustle that. I ain't really all the way into that. Now, if I find something that's successful for me and I'm making a few dollars off it, yeah, I'll bring it to you guys. I ain't hiding to tell you. These people out here, they're too tricky though. They want what you know and they want to make a profit off it and they want you to buy it from them. Wicked people. Wicked people, y'all. That's why I said in the midst, this is what I was trying to explain, but nobody wanted to listen. When I was telling you with the whole Drake and Kendrick thing, not just to bring them two guys back up, but this is what I was telling you. Even though the battle was going on, you got to understand there's always going to be people that hate you too. So when you maybe not be in the best light in the battle, they're going to throw some extra fire in them. You got to ignore those people and just keep it your decision is your decision. Because that's what happened now. Now I see the temperature. I feel the temperature different. I know music. I feel music. I don't just listen. I feel it. So I understand now that people still need that. They still need more dopamine from what Drake has to offer, and as well as Kendrick. But it's just that it was two different levels. Not levels as up and down, but levels of from side to side. Like, you know, you're on the same level, but you guys are giving out two different dopamines to people. One is giving a celebrational feeling to somebody, and one is giving an uplifting feeling. Both of you guys are hitting the charts, but now you guys getting the fight now, and the fans, they feel like some way. They don't know how they suffering, but they feel like the music different. And it's because of that. It's because people went to different cabinets, different closets for different selections. So now that it makes you bring everything as one, that's how things get confused, and people, the temperature, everything is, it's crazy. There's a lot of people that I do want to hear from some new albums from. There's a lot of people. I'd rather the people that really do what they do. Tell it, whatever they have to say. Instead, everybody's running to social media to put stuff out. Put it in your music if that's what you do. The reason why we put it in, this is what we do. But if you have some music and stuff, that's what's gonna that's gonna get the game back rolling again. Because people will want to hear that type of dialogue in music if you could actually do it and put it together correctly. That's what's going on. We have to get the good uplifting music now. No more. It's uplifting music in war times. That's just how good people win. That's just how people win. The good people. Don't listen to what's going on out there. Go for the things you like. The more selective you are as a listener, the more they'll take their craft seriously. Trust when I tell you. I seen another thing too. Let me see. Oh, shouts out to my Irish people. You know what? My pops always told me, like, even though my family from Barbados, my last name Fenty, I think it has something to do with Irish. So we're kind of like, that's a true story. Of course. Because we're all the victims of something. But moving on, oh, we don't move the same. Oh, no, 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 no. We don't move the same. Let me tell you, when my anxiety hit me, it's like before I could say I was more of a person more trusting in people. I was more of a person more, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, even if they might not have the best intentions for me. But in a way where I'm still protective of myself, but more in a way of open to the new. And in my situation, some people, around the wrong people, leaving that yourself open like that, it can leave you vulnerable to the wrong people. Now, if I was in a place of love and I'm expressing, these are things that I love, and just throwing ideas around, then that's a different type of thing. It's just bouncing around. But when you're around the wrong people and you become a victim, now you hit the anxiety hit. Now you can't trust people. You're actually rearranging your life and the way you look at things. But you try to find the best in that now. So now I'm in a different classroom trying to figure it out. And I'm passing here, but that felt way better than not knowing. In other words, like it felt better not knowing all of these evils. But then when I got in this class and I'm studying everything to know it, to study it, and you realize, oh, that's why I have anxiety. The fear of this, the fear of dying, the fear of being hurt, the fear of being lied to. These are all fears. So people carry that on their day to day, and not everybody knows how to handle that. Now you come across this person and you do something to that person, and that's the last drip in the cup to tip that over. But you're not gonna be able to explain why they went so far with it. You're not going to explain why they went so far with it, but they had a whole long line behind them that led them to this point. You don't know what point in life or what chapter in life a person's at. People are taking life for granted, not knowing that their life can be snatched quicker than a piece of a tissue in the street. It's scary out here. That's why I always told people, like, and this was way before the Trump people trying to hurt him. And I always tell you guys, it doesn't matter how tough you are. Somebody can walk up behind you and do whatever they want to you, or you can one day bump into somebody that got their mind not really right and something go wrong. These are all things that can happen. But there's a lot of ways to avoid these certain things. You got to be strong in yourself, strong in your faith in God, number one. If you don't have that faith in God, the weakness is like how a dog smells fear, a dog smells weakness, and he could sense that in a person. It's the same as humans and the same as them demons. When them demons see that you're not strong behind your faith, and you're iffy on God, and you don't know if you fall tomorrow, if you die, if you're gonna make it to heaven or hell, they're ready to pull you right in the direction they want to pull you in. They're going to pull you down the easy way. You can have a kilo of sugar. They're going to give you everything that looks sweet, all the brightest of colors. They're going to have you walking down this whole thing. And by the time you open your eyes, poof, it's not what you expected. You got to be wise and know that the route that you're taking, even though it's the bumpy route or the longer route, that's the right route. It's the right route. The easy, fast way we see where it get people, man. Now, if you see the kids at a certain age on YouTube and you see them making a whole bunch of money, they gotta put those kids to make money. If them kids came on YouTube now and didn't get no views, you think how long you think this whole thing of ours is gonna last? If they go back to class and say, oh, nah, I can't get a view on YouTube. So the older you get, it's gonna make it a little strong, a little tougher for you to get up there. But the more people hear your message, people say, you know what, I like that guy, and they'll subscribe, and that's how we build. But it's a young man and a young girl's game. The world is set for that. The older you get, you start feeling more that they're kicking you out, but it ain't like that. You just haven't found your space in it where they can't kick it. You see, because when you find your space in it, even the youth will look up to you and they'll come to you to learn more and how that you got there. But if they don't see no confidence in you, you're weak. They walk right past you. The youth is not just eyes wide for money. They like the things that comes with it. Us, the older you get, your eyes wider just for the money, because whatever problems you might have or some things you feel like you have these fears of, you might not be able to do anything or what you want to do. But for the youth, it's just like almost like a funnel. Like they'll get a whole bunch and give it right back, and just to have this experience, and it's more moments to live. People have different outlooks at different points in their life. As you go get older, you start to realize what's more important to you as a person. That's where we at. I feel like you could put me anywhere in the earth on this earth and I'll be able to survive. That's how I feel. That's how I give it up. I don't need nobody around me. I could meditate. I'm good. That's how I give it up. Got a lot of loving people around me, but if it all boils down, I feel like I'm setting myself up to be the strongest mindset ever. You can't do nothing with me. You can't do nothing with me. The things I care about, I really care about. The things I don't care about, I don't care about at all. That's it. There's no in between with me. I want you guys to think the same exact way. They don't want you guys thinking like that. They want you to go out there and don't even know your worth or try to figure it out so they can throw some numbers at you. No, you know your worth. You know your worth. You're worth more than they're telling you are. That's how I feel. You see the guy that owned that Mango Fashion? Rest in peace. Healing energy and condolences go out to his family. He went on a vacation and like he jumped off one of those, you know, like those big mountain hills and you dive in the water. We always see it on Instagram. And if you go to Jamaica, they have a certain place where people, you know, they go jump off of the thing. But it's an accident and he passed away when he jumped. I guess, you know, he hit his, you know, he passed away on the fall and everything. I don't want to go into details of, but he was the owner of Mango Fashion. And what's it? Let me see if I have his name is Isaac Arctic, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Excuse me if I'm not. And I just want that. The reason why I brought that up is you don't know what tomorrow brings. You could be on top of the world today and that's it for you. You know, you played your part in this role of life and tomorrow you're not here, but whatever you left back has to hold you up and whatever you stood for. So take life that seriously. Why not? We got to have some structure to ourselves. We have to have some way of saying, you know what? It's not about leaving something back more than it is touching the people around you. You know, leaving something back, it's always going to be things, stuff, new stuff, old stuff, stuff we appreciate, stuff we don't care too much about. But how you make people feel, that could never go, you know, that could never grow old. It can never grow old. Never. So make people feel good, and even if you always try to present your best side, and not even if you're not feeling at your best, don't leave people at your worst. They'll remember you for that. I mean, sometimes I try to hold it together, you know. Sometimes people could take it and come off like, oh, he thinks he's this, he thinks he's that. No, trust me, I go through it. Trust me, I go through it. Got a lot of questions. Not every one of them got answers to it. And I go through it myself, but hey, it's the life we live. We got to make the best of it. But in between the destruction, I just don't like to see people dancing. Be aware of what's going on. Know that there's things out there that we can't explain, but just know that where they are and what's going on, you know? Have a little blueprint of your life. And that's what I really wanted to bring today. And just to touch back on, I don't want to go too far out, but just to touch back on relationships. I see people, you know, with the Remy and thing, you don't know how everybody loves different. And that's the whole thing when people understand. Everybody loves different. You could be coming from a household where you never seen that type of love where you're up under that person and, you know, you're more there all the time. You might have came up in a single family home where you're not used to that, so you're just patterning things out and this is how you think it's supposed to be. But everybody needs their space, even in a relationship. Everybody. And don't just jump into like a marriage just because people want you to, or because that's what it looks like it's solid. No, you have to feel that inside like you want to do that. Y'all both want this thing forever. And that's even if you have kids together. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It really, really, really doesn't. Hold on. It's something else I was looking for, you know, and I'm trying to. Oh, okay. Yep. I'm on the cool out today. Yeah, I see. And I'm glad this time around. I see a few people still. Because nine out of 10 times in these times, people have put up the information, the wrong information, so quick. But I do see people putting up information on Jay-Z and just letting people know that it was wrong. Because people just sometimes they just want to attack the negative, the negative, negative. Nah, that's not really what it's all about. That's not what it's all about, man. Seriously. Some things to add to my playlist. I need some new music. Let me see. I need some new music. I'm hearing that that's possibly true that Max B is coming out. I believe it's 15 months. I would like to see what I know he it's when it comes down to this music, if you say it's always up to us. It's up to us what we want to hear. People understand that, like, I feel like he left his fans like on edge, and I feel like he does have a little space, and he might have a little inkling of time to drop something crazy like a classic album when he gets back. So it's something to look forward to. But just don't find yourself in these places. They're trying to lock people away for their life, man. They're trying to lock people away for their life. It's no good. It gets scary out here. When you're doing whatever you're doing, even if you were doing something illegal, try to turn something legitimate. There's so many things that you can turn legitimate, and if you was doing something illegal, and don't just jump in and say, oh, you want to start your own weed brand. That is just don't do it. Don't do it. I'm just going to give you guys a little tip on that. There's millionaires, billionaires that's failed in that sector, just because even though it is illegal, it's still drugs. And when it comes to that stuff, you still could find yourself in the same position as as doing it legal or illegal. The robbery is the same. The robbery is the same. Try to find yourself in a place where you could do something. You'd be so surprised how helping people can make you so much money and profits that people think that you ain't doing it for the right reasons. No, your heart, whatever you did for people feel so overwhelmed to see you get where you gotta go. So it's all about how you do things and what type of person you are, to me. My man Jay-Z probably sitting back like, look what these people crazy for real. Man, it's sad. People will call you out to be guilty before they want to. People in these times, people want to see you in that position, which is not right. It's not right. If you made the right moves, you did the right things to get where you had to go, there's always going to be somebody that's telling you different. But there's always somebody else that there's truth in everything. Don't knock the victims out here. Let me tell you. Don't ever knock the victims, man, because they ain't lying. A lot of these victims, they ain't lying, but you just got to make sure you have the evidence. If you don't have the evidence, it doesn't necessarily say that you're lying, but it just say that it's not presentable to even do anything criminal or anything to. And that's just the facts. And after we hear these stories, let's not keep the cycle of, we know what people are up to. You got to learn from these things. Don't just keep it going and expect that, oh, I'm going to say he did this or that to me if it happens. No, don't go in that room if it sounds like these same situations, because people are not going to keep having your back if you keep making these same mistakes. That's just how we are as humans. I can already see where this thing is going. If they don't have, trust me when I tell you, it's not going to go the way people think if they don't have that right evidence on Diddy. I'm telling you, off the back, it's going to be one of those things where, like, after Donald Trump had won the thing, it's nothing to see here the next day. No more crying, bickering, and all of this. I wish you had. No, it's no more of that. That's not how it works. You got to take your loss or your win on the chin and take it like a man. Stop complaining about that nonsense. You already know what it is. After it's on, it's on. You ain't no going back from that. You gotta put on your, at that point, you just gotta, you know what's out there. Doing it the independent way might take you a little longer to get your music or whatever you got going for yourself to the top, but that's gonna be the way that's gonna be sustainable for you to, go up there without no problems. Now you go over there to one of these guys that they might not have no talent. They might see a dollar sign or a couple dollar signs about you. They want to make a few dollars off you. They don't really care too much about you. You're over there trying to do your thing, get to a certain point, and because of their mishaps, tear the whole thing down. Now your career is in the garbage with theirs. Don't leave your dreams, your hopes and dreams on somebody else. We already hear some of these characters of some people, they don't want people to come in the game, they blocking people. Trust me, they're going to get their own karma for doing all that gatekeeping stuff. They get their own personal karma. That ain't none of my business. That ain't none of our business. It'll happen though. Don't think it don't happen. It's going to happen. Blocking other people for what God possibly wanted them to do. You think that's no karma added to that? Nah, things happen. That's why I sit back and watch. I'm never, trust me, you guys, I'm never surprised. Even if the allegations are so crazy, I'm never surprised. I'm just willing to break it down. I'm just always willing to break it down, man. I'm not going to just cross somebody out just because it sounds crazy in these times. No way. No way. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm definitely going to listen. I'm definitely going to listen. Definitely open ears to the people that's been victimized behind the scenes of people putting on these faces for other people, and really inside they're not that person. I don't like them type of people. I really don't. So that's a thing that also drives me to keep doing what I'm doing and keep letting people know that you don't have to, depend on somebody else to get where you gotta go. Hell no. You don't gotta sleep with these people. Half of these people are monsters. Why would you want to sleep with a monster? You know what a monster produces? You know what type of kid that is? Come on now, don't do that. Don't even do that. It doesn't have to, the kid though, it could be the most handsome, most pretty little kid. It's having the monster mentality that they was raised upon that's gonna get you in trouble in the long run. It ain't now. It's about later. The time you invest in now, that's gonna show later. You don't have to show anybody else. It's gonna show. It never shows when you think it does. It shows when you have your kid out there and they're on their own in social media, they get some age with them, and you start seeing how they act, and you're like, damn, that's their kid? What? You start realizing. Now you look over at Beyonce and Jay-Z, look at Blue, and she's doing the movies, and yeah, that's she's learning, and yeah. You see the difference. You're gonna see the difference. It's gonna be right in our face. It's just up to us to figure it out. Who's the good people? Who's the bad people? Who are the people that's out there just for the gain? And who are the people out there just to stain people and do these wrongs to people and just get over on people? It's common sense. You never even have to question it. The truth will always come to the light. Trust me, every single time. Even in these times where you see people, there's people lying on Jay. There's gonna be people out there trying to duck behind them, and they did that to people too. Yeah, there's those type of people too. They try to blend in. Those are the blenders. Those are the people that try to blend in all these situations because they've did these wrongs to people, and they're trying to find themselves in all these situations, and they're trying to find themselves the good person in all these situations. It doesn't work either, because people are people. The true benefit that we have within each other with the communication is just having that understanding, like, you know what, you're right. That's all it takes. All these little bits of trust that we talk about and we busted up about in our conversations, these are the things that's gonna make changes in our lives. Not them people telling you, oh, you can do this, you can do that, and they ain't even worked that hard to do it. Them people lying to you, man. Come on now. I know some people's lawyers that work harder than the people they represent with all the money they're supposed to have. That's the reason why people could take control of them people, because they can't even control themselves. Absolutely crazy. It's a Monday though. I hope you guys, and today you guys, man, eat good. Monday you gotta eat really, really good to get that nutrition in for you. Start eating it better. I think I took in too much sugar, man. Had me feeling some kind of way, man. Nowadays, when you eat too much sweets in your food, I don't know. For me, it just be hitting different. Like, it's no more a burst of energy when you get older with this type of sugar. I don't know what they got in these foods, but it's more like it's almost like a rush, and then the drop one is like, sick. You just drained. Sugar rush. So I'm trying to be careful on my intake, because me, I love some sweet something, but after a while I have to discipline myself to just eat right. Got some fruits. After this, get some good food in me and get things going. It's the top of the top. We got to get it going. wanted to start this Monday off with some real information that we can take and go into the week. Don't let these people fool you, yo. Once again, shouts out to the Star Report. My man Star said, yo, Papoose might be simping. That's another thing too. You got to know what type of girl, especially when you're dealing with chicks out here in New York. As a man, you have to know how to tame each chick. Like, it's certain people, they might have been through things, and you got to know where to, touch them in certain points where they can say, look beyond that. Because a lot of females that if you coming from like rough environments, aggressive environments, sometimes the sense of somebody holding you down like that could look like a weakness if you don't understand it. A lot of people don't get that though. Like, if you're showing all your love and you're showing, you're listening to what they got to say, and you actually don't fit the stereotype of what they've been yapping about, sometimes that scares people. And sometimes that could push a female to thinking like, no, what? Well, he's the only one? No way. And it also draws a weakness. I think one thing how to keep your lady is always showing her that you have enough structure to hold things down. And sometimes showing your weak side to some females, like I said, could be a weakness. But really, that's not what it is. You always got to be yourself. Whatever you show now, you should have showed before you even locked it up. Because if she don't appreciate you for your soft side, when your hard side come around, she ain't gonna believe it. Because she has her side too, when you're dealing with real people that have been through real situations. So there's always a level of where you guys gotta pull things together when it, like, especially when they're dealing with like the Remy and Pap situation. All these, I don't like all the titles people put over. They had like black love, black excellence, black this, black that. It really is just you and her, It ain't for everybody to put these titles on or whatever. It's just you and her. If y'all don't see it or feel it that way, well, it ain't that. I don't care what anybody tells me, Like, come on, man. A lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff going on, man. A lot of stuff. But I love my peoples though, and I don't try to get up in here and bad talk nobody. It's just that when things go down, we gotta also put out our opinions, and I try to keep it as real as I possibly can. It's not about feeling better or anything like that. People crazy, yo. There's a lot of things out there that people could have avoided a long time ago, man. And the state of hip hop, man. Oh my goodness. We need new music. Like, the world needs a new world. Like, we need new music. We need new concepts. We need new flows. We need new beats. Just new styles. We need a lot of new stuff that I see that some people got this thing on repeat. I want to see some new. I don't want to hear things that I heard before being remixed or tree mixed, I should say, at this point. Like, come on now. We have to really, like, oh my goodness. Creativity has to be at a better level right now. Peter L says, where are we going? I don't know. I don't know where we're headed, but I could tell you one thing. If you want to enjoy the ride, we gotta start sticking together and start realizing that who's on this bus with us, Them people behind you might could slow you down from getting where you gotta go. That's what I'm on. Even if I feel like taking my time to get where I gotta go, I do not need social media trying to push me at a rate that they want me to go, or they think I should go. No, I'm doing this my way on my time. Anything else to me, it doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't. So where are we going? We going to the top. We going to the top, baby. We are going to the top, baby. I seen another interview on, it was T.I. interviewed Fab. I believe Fab had his brother there. And while Fab was talking, they were in a conversation talking about, how their daughters are dating people that's in, his daughter was dating somebody in the industry. And, just chopping it up from a father's point of view, how they feel. And it just, things like that give you a different outlook of the person instead of speaking in rap, And I feel like, yeah, good guy, Fabolous, good guy. Sometimes that's a good example. Just because his relationship might not have worked out the way people on social media might have deemed it to be, doesn't take away from the fact that he's a good guy. Who you are as a person is always going to be you. whether things don't work out the way you thought it would or not. It's still going to be the, I hope people could see that and take on that too, because I'm pretty sure they work together on raising the kids still, and they still work together. So look at it like that, you know. I would love to hear an album like Christmas time around for Fab though. Fab is one of those MCs where he took not only the craft seriously, but that he took on that New York I'm repping for us. And when you're doing something bigger than yourself, you always find yourself in a good place. Great music he dropped, and I feel like, yo, he's one of the ones where I could see him still going on and on and on, like, you know, as far as his music, he made a lot of music that was timeless in the hearts of people. All the numbers and what went billboards, and is it a mixtape, is it an album, all of that stuff, it don't really mean anything. It all means when people pop it in and listen to it, oh, that was dope, nice. That's what sticks with people. That's what really, as an artist, keeps your name, keeps your brand in the faces of people, because it's just the penmanship. That's what it's all about. The penmanship more than the views and stuff. I don't even know how much views these people be having. I listen to it, have it on the playlist, and all this time I don't even know the damn thing is on millions. But it feels like my own. I mean, it's a good song. It feels like my own. So all the great artists out there that's really, you know, doing it for the love of the culture and wanting to see the culture, you know, and carve their way in the culture, you can always tell the difference between that artist and the artist that's just out there just trying to make money. It's always going to be a difference in skill, a difference in music production. It's just the person that's doing it for the money is going to have more of a repetitive song structure. Like all their songs are just going to be songs, scattered songs of just, even if they're dope, all dope songs, scattered. The person that's gonna be doing it for bigger than themselves or hip hop is gonna have to feed to the stories of hip hop, so they can have these similar, you know, similar, like you could say like points in hip hop where they can say, well, okay, well, I was nice at that point. I did this off of Rakim. Rakim was like the nicest, so I felt like I had to be nice. I wanted to do this. It's more structured as an artist than if you're just doing it for the money. Doing it for the money, like anybody can make a hit. You leave a person in the studio long enough, something got to come out, you know. But where we at? New York, what's goody? We gotta get it back, y'all. Hip hop as we know it, man. We can't let it go like that, man. We can't let it go like that. Too much crime overtaking what's new albums coming out. Paying attention to the wrong things. Gotta make the culture a little better and lift it up with something else besides back and forth, you know, all that criminal stuff, man. We gotta get that stuff out of here. But shouts out to everybody out there. Shouts out to the people that I watch. Piper Boy, Star, I watch so many people from the battle rap trap. Andy Appleseed, Vlad TV. I just peeped the Academics joint. Joe Button. Everybody that's doing Bag Fuel. Expert Opinion. Everybody that's doing their thing out there. 050 The Movement. Harlem Legend TV. It's crazy. Everybody out there, love, y'all already know what it is. Your boy Mickey Fenty, aka Mickey Made It. If y'all are new to this channel, y'all know what to do to this channel. I just need y'all to subscribe, like, and share this. I got a lot more videos coming. I appreciate you guys. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we bust it up. We the best. Ain't nobody better than us. All my dreamers and dreamettes, ain't nobody better. They can't do it better, all right? Love y'all. And yeah, we're going to see how this week goes, man. We know there's going to be a lot more information dropping, and I'll stay on it. So when it drops, you get it, and you'll get my opinion with it, all right? Love y'all, and just stay blessed, man. Don't let nothing bother you. Stay unbothered. My way. Peace.